call the meeting to order. Sorry we're getting started a little late, but I think everybody's here now. Nancy has an invocation for us. Are you already ready?
Are you ready for me?
I'm ready for you.
Hi, everyone. Let's see.
Oh, there she is, yeah. I know I've seen her.
I know that we have many people who are, can people hear me?
Yes.
We have, of course, many people who are on our hearts and minds. Two who have been mentioned to me are Linda's husband, Tony. We lift him up in our prayer tonight.
Thank you.
And Jim Sattler, who is recovering. So we remember both of them and the many people who are on your hearts and minds. Tonight, I want to ask you for your understanding in my doing a particular thing tonight. It won't take very long, I promise. But as a part of the invocation, I want to introduce you to a person. More than 34 years ago, I became a chaplain resident at Medical College of Virginia. And that's a hospital, actually, that reminds me a lot of this. A week ago today, the person who was the director of spiritual care at Medical College of Virginia died. And I want to introduce you to him and in his honor read today a prayer and some prayer. So I just push the middle button.
To the right side.
Okay, this is Pat Prest. And he's a Episcopalian, you can guess. And then this is Pat Prest with you know who at a meeting recently. So in honor of Pat in the middle there, I read from the Book of Common Prayer, which would mean a lot to me. So if you will hear these words. Let my prayer be set forth in thy sight as the incense, and let the lifting up of my hands be an evening sacrifice. These are from the evening prayer. O worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Let the whole earth stand in awe of him. Thine is the day, O God, thine also the night. Thou hast established the moon and the sun. Thou hast fixed all the boundaries of the earth. Thou hast made summer and winter. I will bless the Lord who giveth me counsel. My heart teacheth me night after night. I have set the Lord always before me, because God is at my right hand. I shall not fail. Seek God that has made Pleiades and Orion, that turneth deep darkness into the morning, and darkeneth the day into night, that calleth for the waters of the sea, and poureth them out upon the face of the earth. If I say, surely darkness will cover me, and the light around me turn to night, darkness is not dark to thee, O Lord. The night is as bright as the day. Darkness and light to thee are both alike. Amen.
Amen.
In honor of
Thank you, Nancy. I do want to point out that Linda's been spending all of her time by Tony's side at Vanderbilt and drove in today for our meeting. So I appreciate her and going to go back tonight.
We're going to go back tonight.
So, so let's get the show on the road. But I thank her for her dedication to this board, and also to Jim Sattler. I talked to him earlier this week, and he is recovering, but we might not be seeing him for a few months. But do keep him in your prayers. And it's a good thing, since we have some wounded warriors, that we're bringing on a new warrior tonight. Dr. Phil Burns, we want to welcome you tonight as our newest trustee. You were, I guess, confirmed last month by the Hamilton County Commission. So we're looking forward to working with you, and appreciate all you do for Erlanger and all you're going to do with us as a trustee. And now Dr. Keys has a special presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wish that I could take credit for the presentation, but I can't, because I'm going to give it to the ones that have really put the work in. This is, they're going to talk to you tonight about the partnership between Erlanger Health System and the Howard High School Future Ready Institute. So I want to introduce our administrative clinical director of education, and that would be Jill Stillman. So Jill, if you'll come and have our program. Thank you.
Good evening. As Jan said, I'm Jill Steelman. I'm the Administrator of Clinical Education here at Erlanger, and it's my privilege tonight to introduce to you some of our key partners at the Erlanger Institute of Healthcare and Innovation at the Howard School. Michelle Powell is our EIHI coordinator. She's a liaison from Erlanger. She spends 2 to 3 days there at the school and is part of the leadership team there. Zena Buckley over here to my left and your right is the Future Ready Institute coordinator at the Howard School. So she oversees not only the Erlanger Institute, but also the other institutes there on the campus at Howard. Dr. Charles Mitchell is here as well. He's an assistant principal at the Howard School. And then Dr. Leandria Ware is the executive principal at the Howard School. And of note, Dr. Ware was recently named Hamilton County's Principal of the Year. So and we do have some of our student VIPs from the Institute here with us tonight, and Dr. Mitchell will introduce them in just a few minutes before they have some words to share with you as well. So they're going to take just a few minutes tonight to talk to you and show you some of the exciting things that are going on at the Howard School as part of our institute there. But first, we're going to start with a video about a very special event that recently happened at the EIHI. There's Paul. Okay.
Such an honor to have Kevin Spiegel here today with us at Howard with the Erlanger Institute of Healthcare and Innovation. It shows how much support this program has behind it. We started this program in the fall of 2018. This program is designed to expose our young students to healthcare careers in the medical field.
Introducing health careers to the students here is such a vital and important aspect of our mission in this community.
Helicopter landing, getting a patient and loading the patient hot on a helicopter. It's a vital aspect of the medical care that we provide for this community and this region.
You're going to take the stretcher out, bring it over to the aircraft, and then load that on the aircraft as we normally would do if we were working a real call with the EMS agencies. I don't know. Hi. How are you guys? Thanks for coming out. We can fly 4 or 5 times a day. Sometimes we don't fly at all. It all depends on weather and the need.
So you can fly too, or you just ride?
No. I'm the nurse, and Tanner's the paramedic, and our pilot is right there. That's Aaron Anderson. He's an amazing pilot. Been doing this for probably longer than you've been alive. This is a ventilator, so this allows us to be able to breathe for someone. So I would give them medicine to make it comfortable for them, because me breathing for you is kind of uncomfortable. So give them medicine, and then this tube would go up and it would go in the patient, and we can breathe for you. It's a mobile ICU, basically. So we can pretty much do everything in a really tight, confined space. We can give blood, we've got lots of medicines, we can put chest tubes in, we've got ultrasound, we can do 12 lead EKGs, we do all of it.
When the mechanic, the pilots open up the cowlings and they look at the engine and stuff like that, they know where to put their steps. So like this step comes down, and they get here, they got a step here, and then there's a skid plate right up here that they can actually.
EKG technician or certified medical assistant are two certifications that they are striving to achieve by their senior year in high school.
Howard High School has such a meaning here in Chattanooga and real history. Erlanger is so proud to be part of all the excitement here.
Good evening. Again, my name's Michelle, and I would like to thank the board first and foremost for your support of this program. This program, to me, it's really my baby, and I'm very proud to be a part of it. And without your support, these sorts of programs in our community would not be possible. So I want to thank you for that first and foremost. Last fall, Erlanger partnered with Howard High School and Hamilton County as part of one of their Future Ready Institutes, and it was branded as the Erlanger Institute of Healthcare and Innovation. And this program is designed to prepare students for the workforce through industry certifications like EKG technician and certified medical assistant, and also to prepare the students to become college ready as well through dual enrollment classes and advanced preparatory classes. This year also, a skills lab has been created at Howard to give students the hands-on learning environment that they need in order to practice the skills for their chosen pathway. Students are also involved in the Erlanger Mentoring Program, which is designed to allow students to meet with Erlanger employees on a monthly basis. And those employees provide support and encouragement through their journey through the program. Students also recently received their BLS for Healthcare Provider certification and Stop the Bleed certification. So I'm extremely proud of the fact that these just barely 14-year-old students did BLS for healthcare providers, which is a lot more labor intensive than just friends and family. And I think that we've asked a lot of them and they have really rose to the occasion. So I'm really proud of that. Also, one of the kids' favorite things to talk about is their time at organizational development. They worked with our team over there on team building and collaboration skills, which are really important and one of our focuses for soft skills this year. And we also had a variety of guest speakers from Erlanger in all health professions like respiratory, nursing, physical therapy, laboratory technician, pharmacy. All of these people came to Howard this year and spoke with the students about their field of study and helped with career exploration. And also we had an induction ceremony where the students received their scrubs this fall. So we have had a lot of things that we've done already in our infancy year. In the future, the students will participate in job shadowing and clinical internships and programs such as our volunteering program in the summer. And that will just help strengthen their knowledge and their skills in healthcare. This program is not only an amazing opportunity for the students of Howard, but also for Erlanger. We're able to see these students thrive and from the beginning stages. They're our future workforce. So for us to invest at this time and watch them grow till the time that they actually hopefully work for us in the future is an incredible opportunity for Erlanger. And again, I want to thank everyone for your support of this program. And I'm going to ask Zena Buckley to come up and talk to you for a moment.
So I want to mimic and kind of piggyback off Michelle and say thank you. Some of the experience that our students have received this year could not have happened without Michelle. I am not a healthcare professional by trade. I am an educator by trade. And so to have Ms. Powell come alongside me and to help me prepare this curriculum and help me design the lab is bigger than anybody can ever imagine. I think when we first started, we had a room that was a storage room. and we were given the challenge of creating a lab for our students. And so I spoke with Michelle and I said, you know, what is it that a student needs to be successful? And she is a researcher. She is so intelligent, much more than I can ever be. And I'm just very thankful for that opportunity. But so our kids have this lab that is amazing. And so what you see before you is data. And I want to show you data because this is what we're looking for. These are points that I look for to decide if our program is successful. And so you'll see a progression. We have about 39 students in our institute at this point. We will enroll 75, that's our projection next year, and then we'll do a rolling 75 each year. If you look at attendance, there's a comparison between last school year and this school year. So last school year when they were in middle school, their attendance as a cohort was 94.2%. And then you can see that it is only, it has not really moved much, it's 93.2. So our students are coming to school every day. So we are very proud of that. Also, if you look for infractions, so one of the things that we said as Future Ready Institutes is want to make sure our students feel like they are coming to school to do something that is meaningful. And so when you do something meaningful, a lot of times trouble doesn't find you because you're focused. And so if you look at our institute suspension numbers last year, as a cohort, they had 3 suspensions. This year, they have 2. So students are happy to be at school, and they're engaged. So we're very thankful for that opportunity. I showed you information about other institutes, about non-institute students, and you can see their data is a little different. For non-institute students, there's about 249. Their attendance is a little bit, lower, but we'll get them there. And they have higher infractions. So our data is showing that if a student is in an institute, such as our institute, they will be more likely to be successful. So we are very proud of the work that's being done. We're very proud to partner with you, and we're very thankful for the opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm gonna bring up our kids first. Edward, if you'll come on up. Edward, come on. Don't be shy. All right, Jamal. All right, and Tanah. Get out your way. Okay. And we're gonna have our kids briefly share about their opportunities and their experiences with the Institute here with Erlanger and also here with Howard. But first, I just again want to give a great shout out to Dr. Ware, Principal of the Year, and then also to Ms. Buckley and Michelle. They are powerful leaders. They lead by example every day. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do this program. But I want to share a thought with y'all that I shared with CEO Spiegel, the president. Is it okay if I share this with everybody?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. So we were walking when Life Force touched down on the baseball field. And we were walking. He started talking about how his children seeing the vision and path that he set forth, and so they're involved in the medical field. So I started going, I talked about our students, and we went down and saw Mayor Burke and then some of our city council leaders. And as we started to talk, they asked our kids to stand up, and one of the city councilmen singled out Jamal, and when Jamal stood up, Jamal, what did they ask you, what did you want to be when you grew up, son?
I said a neurologist.
All right, thank you. Said a neurologist. Y'all give him a hand, please. You want to be a neurologist, right? He said that's what he want to be. And at the end of the day, that is a byproduct of our partnership with Erlanger, and having the mentors come out, the resources that Michelle brings each and every day, and then coming here and touring the facility and seeing your operations. So again, do know that you're making a tremendous impact, and you're really changing lives. We're seeing that on an everyday basis, okay? And with that being said, I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna start with Ever. I'm gonna let you go ahead, introduce your full self, name first and last, and then we're gonna go right into your personalized experiences.
Okay. So my name is Ever Gaspar, and I'm here on behalf of the Health Institute. I also want to talk about how we had the CPR and Stop the Bleed certifications. And these 2 certifications, I've learned that if in any situation someone were to go in cardiac arrest, I would be able to perform CPR and stop the bleed as well. If someone were to bleed out or be heavily wounded, I'd be able to stop the bleeding and be able to help them to get them in the medical field. And the next thing I'd like to talk about is about our trip to Atlanta, the body exhibit in Atlanta. It was a really fun experience because we were able to learn about body parts, which I didn't really know we had. We also learned about the baby development. We learned about the baby stages, like how they were from in the egg, and then how they're maturing in the mother's womb.
Fantastic.
Hi, my name is Jamal Macon Jr. I would like to talk about two. One is the collaboration that we have with Erlanger. The collaboration we had with Erlanger taught us how to be better leaders, and it had a 4 personality trait thing, and we did that, and it really improved and showed me what I like to do more and how I want to do it. We also had our ambassador training at UTC. It taught us what our program is about, more into what our program is about. It taught us what we would need to do to help our program, and we've got a lot of opportunities out there working with them.
Hi, my name is Tanaya Glenn, and I'm going to share with you 2 highlights of like what I've experienced. So we have a mentoring program, and my mentor, she teaches me like different experiences that I have to go through and different challenges I face doing the things that I do like in the institute and going into the medical field. And she's really helpful, and like she teaches me different stuff about about what she goes through and working in a hospital setting. And the second thing would be the PBL we did for the 8th graders. When we did it, we faced a lot of challenges working with groups and stuff, and we taught the 8th graders, like, they asked interesting questions, and we taught them about different jobs in the medical field and like what they would have to go through to do the things that we do at Howard.
So to bring it home, I'm the proud principal of Howard School, Dr. Ware, and if you would join me again in giving these young people a round of applause. So just briefly, I'm reminded of when I was a student at Howard School. I'm a proud graduate of Howard School. And when I was a student there, standing in their shoes, I can remember us having a partnership with Erlanger. During that partnership, we would actually have the opportunity to travel here, to have a mentor and to job shadow. But to kind of go forward about 30-something years later and to see, I'm still young, right? But to now see how that partnership has evolved into something to where they have this hands-on, engaging, real-life experiences that you've allowed us to be able to experience with you. We can't say thank you enough. Thank you so very much. 3 processing skills I want to leave you with. All of this that we work with our young people, we are trying to prepare them, be it college or career ready. And I do not care what pathway they choose, they must go into the world and know how to present themselves in a professional manner. So professionalism is one. Secondly, they must know how to work with people. I tell our children all the time, you can be the smartest person in the world, but if you do not know how to exhibit teamwork, sometimes it's not going to get you where you could go if you know how to have that teamwork. And so collaboration, understanding how to work with others is very important. That's our second processing skill. And the last one is problem solving. I think all the time about you have to know how to think critically and how to problem solve, how to work through issues and challenges. And so problem solving is our last one. So again, just the opportunities that you've granted us, thank you so much. Being principal of the year, I say it's not about me. I always tell people it takes an army because our children come to us and they have some challenges and barriers that some of us have never even had to imagine. But to be able to bring them into a safe environment and present them with learning that's going to help propel them to that next chapter in their future. It's not about principal of the year, it's about school of the year and community of the year. And so again, I say thank you so very much. Our doors are open to you anytime. Come on by. Thank you so much.
Mr. Spiegel, if you don't mind, if you could come up, we just have a little gift to present to you. All the students have signed this picture in the Institute, and we would love for you to have that. And thank you so much for supporting us.
I'd like to put this in your hand. We would be remiss not to leave you with this token of appreciation. Thank you for all that you do. I think he's going to grab our picture here. Come on around, students. Come on around, everybody.
Michelle, Ms. Buckle.
Okay, we're here.
We're going to 1, 2, and 3. All right, one more. 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Be safe with that. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Brad. Yes, sir.
Thank you, everybody. That was very powerful.
If you let me. Dr. Ware, Dr. Mitchell, Ms. Buckley, Michelle Powell, thank you so much for what you do. I had the best day at Howard School. I mean, it was the best day. I came back from everything I talked to Miss Kitty, and I said, I just had the best day. The fact that we are influencing our children in this community to help careers, and what a better way to impact their lives and this community. So thank you so much for giving me that opportunity.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to divert off our agenda just a minute because Dr. Shack has an appointment, and let you go ahead and present your report, if you would.
I will. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate that very much. We have a Alper dinner for the Alper Award, which will be presented tomorrow morning in Probasco, so I've got to get over there if I can. Let me just give you a quick rundown of what's gone on since we last met, and it's been a great deal. On March the 15th, earlier this month, we had our match day here in Chattanooga with our medical students, and we had a very successful match. All of our programs filled completely, and all of our medical students matched into a program. So we were very successful with that. And then our new residents included 4 University of Tennessee graduates, most we've had in a long time. So the celebration was held at the Hunter Museum on that Saturday. We had over 70 people in attendance, including the students and their families and faculty. So it was a great turnout. On March the 23rd, we here in Chattanooga hosted the Gold Honorary Humanism Society, which is a statewide humanism organization for medical students. The induction ceremony was held at the Walden Club downtown. 27 students statewide were inducted into the foundation this year, into the society this year, which is a record number. At that meeting, we also announced the University of Tennessee College of Medicine Teaching Awards for both residents and faculty. The outstanding resident teachers were in emergency medicine, Igor Tikinko, and family medicine, Jordan Kim, in internal medicine, Suraj Salish Patel. OBGYN was Alyssa Nagy. Orthopedics was Franklin Davis. Pediatrics was Hannah Cox. Plastic surgery was Joshua Rivet. Surgery, general surgery was Victoria Miles, and urology was Nathan Young. The faculty in emergency medicine were Ben Smith and Jessica Whittle, a dual award. Family medicine went to Paul Dassaw and Michael Shepard. Internal medicine went to Hawada Salim. Neurology, Abdulazim Sharel Katim. OB-GYN, Shanti Moling. Orthopedic surgery was Jeremy Bruce. Pediatrics was Wesley Davis. Plastic surgery was Mark Brzezinski and Jason Ream, another dual award. And then in psychiatry, Audrey and Joe Heim, another dual award. And then in surgery, Robert Maxwell from the trauma service. And in urology, it was Amar Singh and Daniel Hertz. So we were very proud of all these individuals, and we're proud to present them with their awards on that meeting. It's on Saturday. On March the 28th, which is today, we're having a dinner at the Chattanoogan for the Alper Humanitarian Award, and the presentation of that award will be tomorrow in Probasco, starting at 8 o'clock, and I want to have all of you all try to be there if you can. The Alper Humanitarianism Award, each department nominates one senior resident for this award, and then there's a panel that judges them, and there's one winner. But this time, for the first time ever, we're going to award the runners-up, so they'll get something as well, and not just a certificate that says they were nominated. But The winner gets a $1,000 check, and each of the runners-up will get a $250 check. And that's due to the generosity of the Alper family. Harold, for those that don't know, Harold Alper was a much revered ENT surgeon here at Erlanger and UT for many, many years. Our keynote speaker tomorrow morning is Nancy Dickey. She's the Director of Family Medicine and Rural and Community Health at Texas A&M College of Medicine in Cottage Station. She was the first female president of the AMA. And so she's a terrific speaker. Immediately following that presentation, there will be a brunch here in this room, and you all are invited to that as well. As you all know, we're wrapping up the chair searches. We've just concluded the final search, which is for our orthopedic chairman. And again, this person has not been confirmed, so I don't want to make it a public announcement. I want you all to know that we've selected Scott Steinman, who is an orthopedic surgeon at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. He's absolutely outstanding. And interestingly enough, his wife, Julie Adams, is Steve Adams' sister. So we have an inside track here. So we're very, and we have closed but not finalized the chair searches for pediatrics, urology, family medicine, plastic surgery, OBGYN, and emergency medicine. So we've been busy. It's been a big turnover. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
And can I excuse myself?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
Enjoy the Alper Awards dinner.
Well, it'll be fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to cut out. Yeah.
If everybody got a chance to review the minutes, I need a motion to approve those from the January 24th meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, looking at the committee, any committee reports? Henry, Budget and Finance?
We have no report.
Okay. Phil, Planning?
We had a good meeting. Matt did a good job for us.
Okay, great. Gerald?
We
Audit
did
compliance?
We did have a meeting, and I think there will be a report from that meeting.
Okay, thank you. Sheila, legal? Linda?
MBAC has not met.
And the executive committee, I think we've had 2 meetings this month. All right. I don't believe there's any unfinished business. Lena, I believe you have a resolution to present.
I am pleased to present on behalf of the Audit and Compliance Committee Resolution 190301, which is an update to our the Erlanger Code of Conduct. It is attached to the resolution as Exhibit A. Hopefully, you've had an opportunity to look at that. It is a restatement based on the values that Erlanger and the board adopted probably last summer. So we have taken the Code of Conduct and taken the standards of conduct that were in the previous Code of Conduct and reshaped those around the value statements that the board adopted last summer. Any questions?
Mr. Chairman, this comes as a recommendation from the
Audit Compliance Committee. I think we've all had an opportunity to look at this, right?
Yeah, this has been distributed and vetted throughout the organization probably over the last 4 to 5 months. We talked about it extensively in the Audit and Compliance Committee in February and have distributed it through email to all of the trustees about a month and a half ago.
Okay. I think it's great. I think it's great that everything is aligned.
Mr. Chairman, it's also very important to keep updating our policies and review them with the committees.
Right.
So it's a good thing.
Good point. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, I'll take a motion.
Make a motion to approve resolution 190301.
I'll second.
Okay, Sheila second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Elaine.
Thank you. Just so the board knows that now that this has been approved by the board, we'll roll this out through different educational opportunities, both in orientation for new orientees and new employees, through our credentialing process, through for new medical staff members, and then we will also ask for our entire workforce to reattest to the new code of conduct. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate all your work on that. Mr. Woodard?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You have in your packet resolution number 190302, which is an amendment update to Erlanger's public records policy, and it is being recommended to the board tonight to update to marry up to requirements, statutory revisions that have been made over the last year. So, are there any questions about policy?
What are the major changes to that?
We've had a policy or a process in place for a long time. Mr. Lawson, we have a schedule of fees. So really our policy historically has been just the schedule of fees, which in 08 or 09, there was a requirement that if you charge for it, then you have to have a statement of fees. So again, we've had along that process. But the major change is you have to set out the process in writing. You have to, for handling open records requests, you have to identify who the contact is. Charles is out front of that, the director of public relations, and you have to have the fees included within it. And it has to be approved by the governing board. So
the policy
has to be approved by the
I move we approve the resolution 190302.
I second.
Okay, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay, Dr. Bolton. All right. And Mr. Spiegel.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. Couple of brief items that I would like to bring to everybody's attention, but first I'd like to acknowledge Dr. Burns as our new board member. Dr. Burns, congratulations. And I also want to mention about Howard High School, about how important it is not only for this community, but how rich it is for the hospital to be able to have this opportunity to help our community. I also want to, in public, recognize Judge Gerald Webb. This is going to be a wonderful journey for you, and I know that you're up for this challenge, and we're all very proud of it.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I also want to acknowledge Liz Appling, our Chief Diversity Officer. She was listed as one of 68 African American leaders in Becker's Hospital Review. Congratulations. Mr. Mark Kimball, CEO of the Erlanger Western Carolina Hospital, has been appointed as Secretary of the Executive Committee of the Western North Carolina Health Network. Mark, thank you. And our Dr. Sherwin Stewart has been awarded his doctorate in strategic leadership from Regents University. So, Dr. Stewart, congratulations. And also, Linda Moss Mines, and your work, Vietnam Veterans Appreciation Day is Friday in Hamilton County, and your work with all our veterans, and I know this is a passion of yours, but we need to salute all of our veterans who serve this country. So thank you for all your efforts and for all our veterans. Erlanger's second annual Southeastern Symposium in Cardiac Innovation was held on February 22nd at the Westin Hotel. There were about 300 physicians in attendance. It was a totally sold-out event, and it's another unbelievable testament to our innovation in the cardiac arena. Dr. Shack mentioned the UT Match Day, but it was also our most successful match with the University of Tennessee. So congratulate all the chairmen for their hard work and in that match, because it took us to the next level. The Believe Bash, it's that time of year again. April 6th, and we had to move it to the convention center because we're expecting more than 1,000 people this year. So it is the place to be. It is the #1 signature event in Chattanooga. It'll be held on April 6th at the convention center. Please secure all of your tickets now before it is sold out. But it will be the place to be. I do have a brief presentation I would like to bring to everybody's attention. Our mission statement, our values, our commitment to quality. We did add in here about our mission of education and a teaching academic medical center, as well as we are the lowest cost provider. And that's something strategically that we have to understand, that we want businesses to move to Chattanooga because the cost of health care is actually better on the quality side and more affordable on the cost side. So those are very important things. But all of our metrics that we're looking at, we're having a very good first 6 months of the year. Our commercial pay utilization is up dramatically. Bariatric procedures are up, cardiac cath, life force transports are up, but all of our indicators are up. So if you just look at the 6-year trend, in fiscal year 14, we had approximately 414,000 encounters. Now we're budgeting here about almost 1 million encounters. So in that time period, we more than doubled. So that's a great thing, because this is treating patients. Putting money aside, this is taking care of patients. Uncompensated care costs are on the rise. Right now, in 14, we had approximately $80 million of uncompensated care. Although it's budgeted for about 120, we are on track to do approximately 135 million of uncompensated care. And although it's a footnote, maybe next time we can make this a little larger, it's our actual costs. It's not charges. This has nothing to do with charges. Our cost to provide free care to this community is running approximately $135 million.
What would that look like if it was the actual charges?
It would probably be about 7 times that.
7 times.
It would be a big number.
Bigger than the fit in the page.
And keep in mind, uncompensated care is broken down into 3 buckets: the indigent charity care, the bad debt, and the cost of medicating teen care patients that we don't get reimbursed for. And so you remember, at the cost of treating for medicating teen care, we don't even get our cost, even if you put in all the reimbursement associated with that. So it makes up those 3 buckets, and it is a state definition that we follow.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about cash in the door. In 13, we were about $560 million. Today, we're running approximately $1.1 billion. So we virtually, in this time period, we have doubled the size of the hospital. And if you look at the days of cash on hand, right now we're running approximately 63 days of cash on hand. And if you can extrapolate, since our revenue has doubled, the amount of money that we now have in the bank also doubled. Because in order to maintain that, But we came from, what was it, 40 days of cash on hand?
Yeah,
Now we're at 63 days, and then you change the relationship between how much money you had 6 years ago and today. So we're in the best financial shape this hospital has ever been in. If you look at where we are with market share, our market share is at the highest position it has been in the history of this hospital. So these are 3 hospitals. We can't say which hospitals are which, except this top blue line is Erlanger. The other 2 hospitals are here. One is around 20%, and one is at an all-time low, approximately 30%. And we're right here. Matt, what is that? 44%. So that's the inpatient Hamilton County market share. When you now look at Hamilton County and the surrounding region, it's more dramatic. So we have an all-time high of the market share. Matt, I can't read that.
35.
35. So we pierced for the first time more than 35% of the market share, and the other 2 hospitals are approximately, what is this,
23.
about 23 and 18. So from a market share percentage, Erlanger is in its best position in the history of the hospital. This is something that the foundation is moving forward on. This is the new tower. It's going to hold the Women's and Infants Pavilion, and the foundation has kicked off the feasibility study of the philanthropy and fundraising efforts and where that is. Some of you may get questioned because that initiative has just kicked off. They're making appointments. Please meet with them, give them your thoughts. I think they're going to start with the current donors and then move on to others. I already had my meeting with them, and they're extremely thorough, and this is what we did the first time, and this is part of the process so this can actually become a reality. So very committed to see this happen. The first Children's Hospital was a vision. You have to create the vision to create the reality, and this is really the kickoff of that. So again, Howard High School, one of my best days in a long time, just being there, seeing the smiles on the kids, and actually you going to their school, not them coming here, was a real wonderful effort. Mr. Chairman, that is my report.
Great report. Thank you. All right, is there any other business? You've got the list there of upcoming meetings. Make sure to make note of that on your calendar. And if there's no other business, we'll be adjourned.